There is no better time for Africa to come as one. It's time to realize umoja wetu ni nguvu yetu. Kwa umoja tunaweza, tusimame kama moja.
First of all, we as young people who are leading teams of young people and also implementing activities deep down in the community, there are areas where we are not equipped enough with knowledge and also skills. So before coming to this training, really I had a hunger. I wanted to learn what is the role of young people in governance, peace building, but also in development entirely.
Before me coming for this training, our administrators ask us on the areas that we really need to be trained on, and we raised a number of issues: effective communication, critical thinking, mediation and conflict resolution, gender and peace building, human rights and safeguarding, and do no harm principle, and many others.
Different levels of conflict call for different interventions. So these are the things that I wanted to know. What is it that I can do to address? If it's a domestic violence case, how can I be of help to our community? If it's an ethnic case, how can I be able to help my community in the peace building work? And if it's a national case, how can I be relevant to that?
Through the training, I got to know more about human rights. For example, about disability rights, a right for education. It means that all people have a right to education, even the blind, the deaf, and other people. And this is our responsibility to make sure that these people get education.
I am very happy that one of the issues that I raised was able to be imparted to us. That is effective communication.
So when we talk about effective communication, what are we talking about? Who has an example of how they have effectively communicated that they can share with us?
Today, there is a document I was supposed to work on with our partners, and I delayed in submitting it. But today, I sent an email, and then they even replied that they got it, they are going to revert. So I'm here knowing that, first of all, they read it, and I'm expecting the response from them.
Because it's something that we really lack so much as young people. We keep crying everywhere that we are not heard, we are not being favored, but how do we air out our issues? The major thing that I learned was, when I'm communicating, I must be clear, I must be considerate, I must be concise.
I was able to understand some of the laws, both at regional level, at local level, and also at international level, including the laws that were, the resolutions that were passed by United Nations, which guarantees young people's participation in peace building, which gives power to young people to participate in peace initiatives.
It was very important for me to gain skills about dialogue. It's very important that we, the young peace builders, we get equipped with skills on how to facilitate dialogues. Because for me, as a person, I would really talk about this in a very personal way. There is new knowledge that I've gained from facilitating a dialogue, and it's not the way I knew it before.
Most of these sessions were much more practical, the practicability of the dialoguing session and the mediation processes and how we can be able to handle them as young people. That was something, it's my take home, and also to be able to to critically think. I think the critical thinking is going to come in each and everything, because it's really important that also in these processes we also have to critically think, become more listeners than people who talk a lot, so that we can learn from our community that we are in.
When I came for this training, what was very important and stood out for me was the nexus, the connection between gender and peace building. Because in the communities where we work from, most of us are not yet, we are not capacitated enough right now to go and talk about issues to do with peace and gender. We see there are very many conflicts that are coming up and they are gender-based. So it is very important for young peace builders, also for young organization leaders, to learn and know the connection. Where do conflicts come from? One thing that stood out for me was learning the connection.
But one thing I've again learned from this training is that fundraising is not about money alone. Fundraising is all about networking. Fundraising is all about friend raising. It's about winning the hearts of other people outside there. How can you win their hearts towards your initiative?
Through the training, we got skills in monitoring and evaluation, because when you start a project, you must do monitoring and evaluation, which is important for you to get feedback and know if the project is successful or where to improve.
The work we do needs to be monitored, and we need to evaluate ourselves to know that really our impacts or our interventions, are they impacting the community?
We need to think outside the box. You have to think beyond. Let's say there is a conflict, you cannot come out of the blue, you make a conclusion. As a person, you need to go back to the background, to the root cause, what made this conflict happen. So we need to think beyond what people are seeing on the surface.
And right now, I think in the interventions we are going to be doing as an initiative with the young people that I am leading, we are going to be gender sensitive in all the approaches we are going to make.
There is no better time for Africa to come as one. It's time to realize umoja wetu ni nguvu yetu. Kwa umoja tunaweza tusimame.
My message to you, the young people out there, let us be respectful, let us be clear with our problems, let us also mind the language we use so that we are being heard. We take a peaceful mean of airing out our issues. Violence cannot help us, strikes cannot help us. Let's always embrace peace in whichever action we take.
The message I want to pass is that peace starts with me. Peace starts with you.
It is our duty, we the young people of the region, to ensure that we take a center stage in creating a space that will enable dialogue to take place, that will enable all of us to be core actors.
Where do we go, son? I thought your generation has an answer. I say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't. But it can't keep going.